Hello everyone and welcome to Boss His Money. On this channel, we take charge of every gift that God has given us. And thank you so much. If it's your first time being on this channel today, I ask you to subscribe. And if you find anything of value, please leave us a thumbs up. We'll appreciate that. Today, I am very privileged to sit with a very amazing person. And today we are just going to talk about health. But before we do that, we are talking over a cup of tea. She's going to introduce herself to you, then we'll go from there.
Hello everyone, my name is Nchima Chibaye Chimbelu. I'm a mother and I am a wife and I am an intercessor for my church. And I'm also a nurse practitioner. I practice out of Allies for Health and Well-Being on the east side of Pittsburgh.
Oh wow, that's exciting. She is a nurse practitioner. Just recently we had this workshop and she really brought a lot of health matters to light, and I was so excited. I thought of following up with this interview because a lot of people missed it, and I thought she would just highlight some things about health, and that's what we are talking about here today, really, because I realized that we need it. So where do you start from if somebody has never even had a clue about taking care of themselves?
Well, health is a very broad thing. I always say we have to take care of ourselves because if we're not in good shape, there's no way we can achieve anything or take care of our families. I have come to realize that especially as women, we neglect ourselves. We make sure that our children have their doctor's appointments, make sure our husbands are well taken care of, but we neglect ourselves. We don't follow up on doctor's appointments. We know a lot of things. So my biggest thing is just to find a primary care provider that you trust, establish a relationship with them, and just follow up. Even if nothing is going on, it doesn't always have to be a problem visit that you follow up with your healthcare providers, but just make it a habit of at least going there once a year. There's a lot of labs, like primary care labs, that we need to get drawn, because just by looking at me you may think I'm healthy, I look good, and you don't even know what might be going on the inside. So it's always a good idea to check in with your primary care providers, get some baseline labs on, just so they see where everything is. Very educative. There's something that you mentioned when we had the workshop where you talked about when we do our goals for the year, how many of us put wellness and what word did you say about injury, free from injury? I remember, yes, as a goal. That really got my attention. How many of us do that? Please, if that's one of your goals this year, I want you to leave us a comment. Do you put wellness and free of injury as one of the major goals beginning a year or beginning whatever season you are in? Please leave us a comment. What do you say about that? Yeah, so by definition, health is being free from injury and disease. And most of the times when we make our goals, most of our goals are financial. We want to own a house, we want to buy a new car, we have all these goals that we want to achieve by the end of the year, but we don't put ourselves first. Imagine. So if you don't put your health first, how are you going to accomplish any of everything that you've set out to accomplish for the rest of the year? So we have to be intentional about our health. We have to be intentional about taking care of ourselves. The body that we have is a gift, and it's a gift from God. And with every gift, we have to cultivate it and take care of it. Wow. If you're not taking care of your body, which is your gift, how are you supposed to take care of something else? Material. There's no way you can take care of money, you cannot take care of a house, you cannot take care of a brand new car if you can't take care of yourself. So being free from injury is a major goal for me, because
from injury and disease is a major goal for me because it talks about my personal health.
Yes.
Just me being in good shape.
That really hit home for me because many times we are so, especially women, sometimes men can be a little bit selfish, you know, they just take care of themselves and they keep moving, but especially women, we want to be involved in everything and we forget our own bodies. You know what I say is that on this side of heaven, how can you even exist without the body?
You can't. You cannot.
So that point really hit home to a point that I've started every morning to take care of some things. So what are some pointers that you can give to someone if they want to start now taking care of themselves? What pointers can you give them?
Well, the first thing I can give somebody is make sure you establish primary care with somebody. Make sure you look for, there's a lot of doctors out there, there's a lot of practitioners out there. You can go to caremart.com and you can look at the doctors, like see who you feel will suit in for you, or you can call your insurance company. On the back of your insurance card, there's a number that you can call to see who's in network with your insurance that will accept your insurance. There's nothing wrong with shopping around for a provider, just like we shop around for clothes until we find what we like. There's nothing wrong with shopping around for providers. And establish that relationship. Be open about what you're going through. It doesn't benefit you if you go to the doctor and you tell them everything is okay.
Yeah.
So be open about what you're going through. Do not be shy to talk about your mental health. There's a big push for mental health, especially with the COVID pandemic that we're coming out of. A lot of people went through a dark season and a lot of people did not have anybody to talk to.
Right.
So there's a big push for mental health. Be open. Talk to your doctors if you're feeling, if you're having difficulty sleeping, if you're having anxiety or depression or anything that is a mental thing that is affecting you. Be open, be frank about it. That's the only way you can get help. Women, another thing that I found that we really don't talk about is when we have our menstrual periods, most of us are very heavy and we suffer a lot of pain. Sometimes we start to have pain a week before your menstruation comes and we think it's normal. We think it's something that every woman goes through. That is not normal. So if you're going through something like that, make sure you establish with a provider. See your gynecologist. Be an advocate for yourself. Do not just think, okay, because I'm a woman and I've been having bad period pain since I was a kid, this is just normal, or maybe it stopped for a while and then it's come back, this is normal. It's not normal. Things like that should not be normalized. Let us normalize seeking help.
Are you serious? Me, I thought having pain is normal.
It's not.
There you go. I learned just something right here and right now. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how else can someone take care of themselves? They have found maybe a primary provider. What else can they do to take care of this body to make sure they are healthy?
Another way is when you go to your doctor. It's funny because I was just talking to my husband the other day. He was telling me that I need to schedule my doctor's appointment. And I'm always telling people to schedule their doctor's appointment.
Now you are being reminded too. So you also need a doctor's appointment?
I do, because he hasn't been to the doctor. I haven't been to the doctor in about 2 years.
Oh wow, you need to practice it.
And they're going to cancel me as a new, they're going to start me over as a new patient. And I said, it's hard for me to go and see somebody when I know what I expect. See, I refuse to settle for less than. And I was asking him, I said, okay, so you saw the doctor. What did he say? And he said, well, he said, it's funny because he walked in and he said, you're the most healthy person I'm seeing today. How can you tell just by looking at me that I'm the most healthy person that you're seeing today? When you go to the doctor, I was always taught in school to expect a head to toe assessment, and that's what I do for my patients when they come in. Just don't come to me and listen to one area of my lungs and say, oh, you're good. When you come to see me, not that I'm advocating for anybody to come to see me, but I'm just sharing what you should expect.
Go see her. She'll check you from your head to your toes. We all need that. We want to be healthy.
Yes.
And normal physical should include every part of your body. They should ask you about your mental well-being. There should be an eye exam. Somebody should look in your mouth. We just don't reserve that for a dentist exam, but they should look in your mouth, because sometimes you have thrush that you think is a normal thing, and until you go to the dentist to take care of something we only think that we only go to the dentist when we have like a toothache or something.
That's me. I wait for a time when the tooth is it's hurting.
But your primary care doctor can do an oral exam. They can look in your mouth and make sure everything is okay. Look at your throat. They look in your ears. They look in your nose to make sure there's no blockage. They have to feel for swollen lymph nodes in your throat. Feel for your thyroid hormone. Make sure everything is okay. Listen to your lungs. Not just in one place, but there's multiple areas that you listen to your lungs, they listen to your heart, they listen to your stomach. They not only look, they listen and they feel to make sure that everything is okay.
Wow, very powerful information. I'm just awed, because I've been to doctor's appointments like just for a general checkup and stuff like that, but they haven't checked all those things. Now, am I able to ask for some of these things?
Yes.
Once I go there?
Yes, I had a patient that actually came to see me, and I had done the physical, and we're talking, just talking about the patient, because usually when a patient comes to see me for a first visit, I say this is a getting to know you visit. So I ask you some questions, you ask me questions, I do my assessment, and then after we do that, I get some blood. Because I can't know you without checking what's going on in your body. So that's a comprehensive visit. And when we were done, like, I asked the patient if they had any questions for me, and they're like, yes, you did really well, but you didn't ask me if I have a smoke detector in my house.
Oh, wow. That's so important. You know, we have to be our own advocates for our health. That's really powerful. So if you're watching this and you have a doctor where you go, make sure that they check what she's just been sharing with us here. Don't just take anything and everything. You have to advocate for your own health. And if you don't have one, she's right here. I'm serious. Right here in the Pittsburgh area. If you are in this area, she's right here. She will lead you the right way. What we're talking about right now is preventative health, right?
Yeah. Preventative health is very, very, very important. If you see a doctor once a year for your annual physical, you can always request that when they checking your blood. We live in Pittsburgh, an area where we see less sun than Alaska. So almost everybody in Pittsburgh has a vitamin D deficiency.
I just realized that last year. They said your vitamin D is so low. I'm like, what? Oh my God.
Yeah, we see so much less sun in Pittsburgh. So when you go for your preventative health care visits, make sure that you're getting your vitamin D levels checked. It's very important. A lot of us need supplementation. So make sure you're getting that checked. Make sure that checking your kidney function. Make sure you're getting your cholesterol checked. You can't tell by looking at a person that their cholesterol is good.
It's like people just worry about high blood pressure or low blood pressure. We forget all these important things.
Yeah, we forget a lot of things.
Yes.
So get your numbers checked. Cholesterol can be controlled not only by medication, but sometimes our diet. And just physical activity that can help lower some of those numbers. It's so good for high blood pressure. It can lower your high blood pressure and just lessening the amount of salt and sodium that you take. So make sure you're advocating for yourselves to get some of those labs checked. Get your thyroid checked. A lot of people around have thyroid disease, so make sure you're getting your thyroid checked.
Is it preventable?
It's not preventable, but it's treatable.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if it's found early, there's ways that we can reduce it from getting to a stage that it's out of work, that you need to get it removed. So those are some major things that we need to get done preventatively. Vaccinations. I know I touched on a little bit of women's health, but vaccines are very important. If you're between the ages of 10 and 45, it's not too late for you to get the HPV vaccine.
Okay.
a lot of people, especially people of African American descent, are finding out that men especially are coming up with colon cancer at younger ages. That can be prevented. Some forms of it can be prevented by getting the HPV vaccine. So it's a 3-series vaccine. You get it at 0, 1, and 6 months. And it prevents a lot of things. It prevents a lot of neck and head cancers like throat cancer, oral cancer. It's a really good vaccine to have. In women, it prevents cervical cancer. We've lost a lot of people to cervical cancer because they had HPV and they did not know it. So yeah, there's a lot of preventative things out there that we can do just to take care of it. So my practice is infectious disease. So we're very big on infectious disease. If I really like to talk about infectious disease, especially HIV prevention. I'm very HIV prevention and treatment. I'm very big on that. If anybody is willing and open and you want to talk about that, I have a lot of literature. You can come and see us. Our practice, we're very open. And another thing that actually a lot of us don't get from our doctors coming to prevention of infectious disease is sexual health assessment. Most of our doctor's appointments don't even ask about our sexual history. I know I spoke at a Black Women and Girls Health Expo, and the first thing I said was, I went to my gynecologist pregnant, and they never even asked me about my sexual history.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I am a pregnant woman.
They don't even ask.
You don't ask. So yeah, there's a lot of need about education just surrounding everybody's sexual health, because there's a lot of illnesses, say like some STDs, sexually infectious diseases, sexually transmitted diseases such as gonorrhea and chlamydia. You can be walking around it and not even know. Syphilis is another one that you can have and not even know, because we don't get tested for those things. So I always encourage, whenever you go for your preventative health care appointments, get tested.
Wow.
Everybody has to know their status. We all have to know what we're living with and what we're working around with. There's no shame in getting tested or asking.
I think that's the big thing. A lot of people, it's about the shame, thinking, what would this turn out to be? But at the end of the day, it's like you hinder yourself, or you fail to get the help that you need to get.
Yes.
At the right time.
And everything is treatable. I mean, even HIV, we've come so far in it that people were taking 20 pills a day. Now you can only treat it with 1 pill. There's even an injection that you can get every 3 months. So there's a lot of treatment out there, but you have to know your status.
Right.
You can't know your status unless you get tested.
Whoa, you brought so much to light. I'm telling you, right now I'm so enriched, and I love these cups. Don't you? What do you think about these teacups? They are so cute. They're like the British way of drinking tea, not the American way, right? So I just want to thank you heartily for just sharing this information with me and with my viewers. I realize the importance of us talking about health, and it should be primary, really. Bossing your health. God has given us our bodies. Let's take care of them. Let's start with a primary care visit, like we've had, and let's start now taking care of how we eat, what we do with our bodies, and walking a little bit more. Anything else you want to, the last word you want to leave with our viewers?
Just get out there, get active, take care of yourselves, walk, run. I mean, we're so spoiled here, for lack of a better word, is we drive everywhere.
Imagine!
We don't like to walk.
Imagine!
Get out there, walk, eat healthy. The summer is coming, so try to grill some food. Like, not everything has to be deep fried.
Let's grill. Let's get air fryers. Let's walk a little bit more. If you don't have a reason for walking, get a dog. And walk that dog or the cat. Do they walk cats or not?
Yes, they do.